We're going to look at our most complex type of shape to draw now. So on the right hand side, you can see the pig-shaped piggy bank. So we're going to try and draw this. So from my sketches on the side, if I hover over it, you can see which sketch I'm going to be looking at. So the bank hole, for example, this front has turned white, whereas if I go to the bank top, that top has turned white. So you can see that I'm dealing with a different sketch. I like to name my sketches. So if I right click here, I'm now editing this sketch. So I'm able to change things within that sketch. If I wanted to, I could change the size of that hole, but I don't because I know that's the right size. So there are many, many different ways to draw in Fusion, but the way I'm going to do is a combination of the line tool, the spline tool, and the circle tool, and also use some scissors. So I'll start with the circle tool. I'm going to go for the main kind of shape of the pig body. So I come for a central circle, a concentric circle that feels like about the right size. So let's just make that regular, shall we? Shall we make that 90? Perhaps that's even a bit big. For 85, yes, that feels pretty good. So that's the sort of general shape of the outside. Now I want to add the legs in. So I'll start with a rectangle and I'll just see where it feels good. So I'd say here feels pretty good. I've actually drawn that a little bit too short, so I'm going to click escape to get out of that. Draw that again, start up a little bit higher. Yep, that feels pretty good. Now I'm going to chop out the bits I don't need with the scissors. So I don't need that bit, or that bit, or that bit. And then I'm going to use this tool, the fillet tool. I'm going to click on this curve and this curve. And then I've got this fillet, this radius, which I can actually change the size of. So here it's 5, but I could put that to 10, to 20 even, and it's just changing the way that curve is performed. So I thought 10 looked pretty good, so I'll put that back to 10. Now I'll press enter. I'll do the same again, the fillet, and I'll select the bottom and this arm, and I've got a nice curve starting to form here, the same here. And again, I've got that nice sort of curvy edge. I don't mind this being a bit sharper. That looks pretty good. It's sharp. So I'll get another rectangle and I'll draw the front leg. And again, I'll use the scissors just to cut out the bits I don't need. And then I'll come back to my radius tool. And I'll put myself a radius here. And then the radius is at the bottom. Here to here like this. So I'm starting to get my bottom shape looking pretty good. Let's move on to the nose. And the nose, let's use some other tools for that. So for the top of the nose, I'm going to draw it out with the line tool. Then down with the line tool. And then press enter. Where did that line go? That line actually disappeared. Let me just try that again. Down and click it, then press enter. Yeah, so now I've got this line as well. Now I'm going to use the thing called the spline. The spline's a little bit different. So I'll click once, twice, and 3 times. Now I've done it 3 times. I can get a curve. So I click enter. And now I'm just going to zoom in so you can see what's happening. So I can actually get this part here and move it up. And then if I play with these lines, these green dots, sorry, the green dots, I can actually change the way that the curve appears. Like, I have to say I'm having a little bit of problems with my trackpad here. So that's ended up being a bit too curved. That's right, actually, that's fine. So I'll click enter. Escape, sorry, and then enter. Okay, now I can get my scissors and again cut out the unnecessary bits and then back to the fillet tool, fillet up these edges, and I'm getting these nice sort of curves appearing. The last and most complicated bit to draw will be the ear. So again with the fillet tool, and with the fillet, if I just explain as I go, if I click once it draws a straight line. If I click a second time, it's now going to have the ability to make a curve. Up here, I'm going to dump 2 points quite near each other and then come back to over here. Then I press enter. And now, if I'm unhappy with any of those shapes, I can click them to move them. And I can also change how the line gets there by playing with these handles as well. So I might even move this up a little bit, make this a little bit sharper, and then click this one to bring this down a bit. Yeah, and I'm quite happy with that shape. So I'll click enter. I'll again use my scissors to clip out the bit I don't want, and the fillet tool to fill it in there, and I might even make that a bigger number. So I've got a more gentle curve going on through there. So I'm quite happy with that, I think. So if I click finish sketch, actually just before I do that, I think I might need to just clip out this. No, that's just showing me a radius, that's fine. So finish sketch, make it 3D. The old E for extrude that we've tried many times before. Now we cut this away. And how does that look? Switch off those sketches. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think?